Hello, welcome to the weekly roundup. I'm Scott. That's Ben. It is
Hello.
February 2nd,
hmm
first roundup of February, Ben.
Yeah.
And we're experiencing some technical difficulty. I know some people will not be surprised about that. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but we roll on, don't we?
We certainly do, but I got to tell you, from the feedback that I get from the use of Teams from clients, not positive. Not positive.
And now we know why.
Yes,
Well, just another thing to throw on the stack.
exactly. I
Um,
continue to get questions about why we're not using Zoom because everyone likes Zoom. So I don't know if that's a call on the stocks or not, Microsoft versus Zoom, but certainly the easeability has come up in multiple conversations with clients
definitely,
this week.
definitely.
Yeah.
Why don't we use Zoom, Ben? I know we've mentioned before, but if we're gonna say it again,
It's not presently not compliant within the firm, so
correct.
we are presently using Teams.
Yeah, we're not allowed, basically.
Mhm.
Lovely background you have today, though, and it's
Thank
still
you.
somewhat light out, so
hmm
that's something. The
It is a
change,
big win.
positive change.
hmm
Peace Tower behind you there. Okay, well, we don't have any slides today, and you're phoning in from your phone because of technical issues. So let's just get right to some of the news today. I know we were just talking offline that Meta had a huge day. Why don't we start there?
Yeah, seems like everybody liked that they're buying back their stock, instituting their first dividend. I think it's a sell the news kind of event personally. So, but good results there. Shopify, Amazon, Snow all had good days as well, which we own those ones. So happy to see that. And been a pretty mixed week though in the markets. We had the central bank this week, so but yeah, a couple good tech names had good days today.
Awesome. What else did you notice this past week? Anything substantial?
Yeah, I mean the central bank and the jobs numbers, I think, is the big debates about what's going on with the economy. The central bank came out and said they're not raising rates, which wasn't a surprise to anybody. But they took some of their, these people that parse the words, right? They took some of the dialogue out that said they're concerned about the economy expanding too quickly. They took that out. They're concerned about the job market being too tight, which they took out as well. So, within the nuance of what they said, effectively is they're not going to raise rates or not going to cut rates immediately. What that did to the futures market, we went from kind of 50-50 for a rate cut in March to, we'll say, 60-40 on a hold versus a cut. So a little bit of a change, but not a massive one, given what how the market reacted to it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I guess with no slides, we'll just skip to what's happening next week.
Well, I'll talk a little bit, I guess, about some of the things that I had planned to discuss today. For those of you that didn't see the annual, certainly, have a look at that. We go through plenty of slides if you feel like you're missing them. We
Money
got
indeed.
40 plus slides in there. No, listen, I appreciate all the feedback from clients as well that attended that and that have watched it since. Got some great comments and feedback on how to try to make it better, and we'll continue to work on that. And hopefully on the weeklies we can do that as well. But I think the general feeling was a little bit slower and more details when I'm giving the descriptors on the slides. But some of the nuances within the annual that I covered was just really where I think the opportunity set is this year. And my view, I talked about the economies globally, but also the markets. And one of the areas that I talked about and touched on a few times was the European market, and where we've seen most of Europe, I'd say, in a recession for 3 or 4 months now. Not a technical one until we get 2 quarters, but certainly slowing activity in both places. The ECB has effectively said they're going to cut rates in March. and you get the price earnings multiple of Europe versus the S&P at a historic spread. So there's some great companies, great opportunities there that we're looking at. So continue to look at that. We saw Ferrari have a good day yesterday. Maybe that was because of Lewis Hamilton. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big shift, moving from Mercedes to Ferrari next year. So that stock had a good day yesterday. So there's some great opportunities, I think, in the European market that we'd be looking at, and that'd be one place particular.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think the other place which I continue to look at and talk to clients about, which we continue to talk about, is just the robotics and AI that's coming along. And surprisingly, that's continuing to grab lots of attention. And if you listen to any of these quarterly calls, that's pretty much grabbing the attention of most CEOs, no matter what business they work in. And so AI is moving quite quickly now. Obviously, ChatGPT, which we talk about, but Bard and Google's Bard's added this kind of pay layer where you can get more access to information. We still don't have access in Canada, but that continues to move extremely quickly, and so we're watching to see how and who can benefit from that advancement we're seeing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else did you have on the list for us?
Yeah, I think for next week we'll see. Today we had, which was a bit interesting, is today we had an up market in the Nasdaq, but we also saw the Nasdaq volatility index spike like 50%. So that was a bit odd. It's rare that you see a big up move and you see a spike in volatility at the same time. So be looking to see if maybe that was just a one-day event or options roll or something like that. But that was a bit surprising, and yeah, I'd say that's what I'd be watching next week and just see what and if there's any follow through from the day we had today.
Gotcha. And then from internally, tax season rolls on here. RSP season coming up. Any comments on those things?
Yeah, so if we have been making TFSA and RSP contributions for clients. If there's something that you want to do, you haven't talked to us, certainly give us a shout, let us know. Some clients, we've put together some early tax packages, but the T-slips are still not out for quite some time. So hold off on that, but gain loss reports and foreign property reports and things like that, we'd be preparing and starting to send out. But if there's anything you need specifically from us in that regard, certainly let us know and we're happy to send it along. Also, as usual, if there is an accountant that you want us to connect with and make it easier to send it directly to them as well, feel free to shoot us a note and we can do that.
Definitely. Okay. Well, on that note, if there's nothing else, we'll get on with our weekend, I guess, here. And it's supposed to be still warm or snow. What do you see for the weekend?
Cold tonight.
Cold. Well,
yeah.
Maybe the canal will reopen.
Maybe people are crossing their fingers.
I know, exactly. All right, everybody, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks. Take care, everybody.